Welcome to one of the best driving roads in Scotland, where I've come to do my review on the 2018 Hyundai Kona Electric. Right, let's take a look around the outside of the car first. As you can see, Hyundai has gone to great depths to try and make the car as aerodynamic as possible, with the deletion of the grille and its golf ball effect front end, and also functioning vents. I'll just take you around the other side. You can see there it is actually functional. It's not there just for aesthetics, as well as the aero wheels and the lines moving down the side of the car. Although the Kona gives the appearance of an SUV, it is actually no bigger than a Nissan Leaf. And then around onto the boot of the car. Very practical size and usable. As you can see, ours is set up for transporting our golden retriever around. Then let's take a look on the interior. So straight away from the interior we can see the steering wheel and the instrument cluster is the same as in the Hyundai Ioniq. It's a very easy system to use. Them buttons there are all for cruise control. Them there are for changing the display and menus on the instrument cluster. Telephone at the bottom. Audio, and across the top toggling the source and what station or song you want to listen to. You've got mode button here, which enables cruise control or speed limiter. Down from that you've got reset up and set down, and then to speed up and slow down the cruise control as well. You've got that button there to turn your cruise control off, and this button which changes the distance that you're following the car in front. The other section of the steering wheel here is for your displays on the interior. As you can see there, we've got consumption info, accumulated info, drive info, digital speedo, driving styles, energy flow. And to the next one you've got navigation information. Then you've got lane keep assist, attention level, speed limit warning and tyre pressure monitoring. Then you've got your user settings for your head-up display, driver assistance, which is your leading vehicle, your lane follow assist, your speed limit warning, driver attention warning, lane safety, forward collision assist, forward collision warning, rear cross traffic warning, and blind spot warning. Back out of that one, you've got doors, which is for your auto lock. You can enable at a speed and auto unlock. As you can see, I've got mine set to when I put the car in park, the doors will unlock. Then you've got lights, one-touch indicators. You can select how many flashes when you use the one-touch indicators. So you've got 3, 5 and 7. And you've got headlamp delay, which is for when you get home, your headlamps will stay on whilst the car's parked for around about 15 seconds, so you can find the keys to the door. Sounds, you've got your parking sensors, which you can select the volume for. Convenience, which is the welcome mirrors. The mirrors will come out to you when you walk up to the car with the key before you've even pushed the button to unlock the car. You've got the wireless phone charging in the center console, your wipers, auto rears when you select reverse, gear position pop-up, smart recuperation and icy road warning. You've got your service intervals, auxiliary battery save, energy consumption, speedometer subscale, temperatures for your units, tyre pressure units, whether you want the car to go into utility mode, and that's that. On the Premium SE model, you also have a head-up display, which you can move around using the height for up and down. You can also change the brightness, quite dim, up to the maximum setting. And you can also change the size of the speedo between small, medium and large as well. And then onto the center console of the car, which is very easy to use. It's very intuitive. Whether you're going through the menus, it's always quick to react. You've got an EV setting there. As you can see, you're able to change where you want your DC charger to stop, and also the same for your AC. As you can see at the moment, my AC is set to 30%. This is because when I charge up at a rapid and then take it home, I don't want to be charging again when I'm plugging in every night to use the preheat function. So going down from the infotainment system, we've got the climate control, which has a driver-only feature, which is very good. Then onto the wireless phone charger dock, which will also work with the phone in its case. I'll put a link in the description for where I got the phone case from for my iPhone 8, because I've been through many phone cases trying to find one that will actually work in the case. Down from that, we've got the drive select, whether it's park, reverse, neutral or drive. The electronic handbrake, and then onto the seat heaters, which has a 3-stage heating and cooled seats, heated steering wheel, drive modes, auto hold, and the button to turn on the front parking sensors. And last, down from that, you've got a very, very good size center armrest storage compartment. And then down by the driver's knee on the right hand side, you've got the button to turn traction control off, VES, which is the audio noise made by the car at low speeds, auto release of the charge cable, turning on or off the lane departure warning settings, head-up display, blind spot monitoring, and making the display brighter or dimmer on the center console. Onto the door, you've got the auto or manually folding in of the mirrors, left or right operation for changing the mirrors, locking of the window or the doors, and then onto the window switches themselves. The front two windows are on one touch open and close. Right then, let's go for a drive. The first thing you notice about the Kona is its acceleration. It doesn't matter if you're in eco, comfort or sport. If you accelerate hard from a standing or nearly standing start, you will spin the front wheels. This car has a lot of torque. The next thing I noticed was the steering. Now, the steering has a little bit of weight to it, which gives you a lot of confidence when driving through the twisty windy roads, and you can really lean on the car going into the corners. This is also helped by the firmer suspension. Now to me it feels like the Hyundai Kona has slightly firmer suspension than the 40 kilowatt hour Nissan Leaf. This to me is a good thing. When you drive the Leaf hard through a corner, mid-corner you'll get a wallow as the suspension's slightly soft, but in the Kona it's a firmer drive, so when you go mid-corner you can still feel the front end with the steering as well. The combination of the two make it for a very fun drive through the twisty roads. It gives you a lot of confidence to lean on the car. The next thing you notice about the Kona is the regen. In my last car, the Nissan Leaf, I had to take my hands off the steering wheel to go down into the centre console and change from D mode into B mode. Where on the Kona you don't need to do that. I can adjust the regen level through the steering wheel. You've got a paddle on the left to go and increase the regen and a paddle on the right to decrease the regen. Now the regen has 4 levels. You've got coasting, level 1, level 2 and level 3. Level 3 gives a very hard regen, which is nice for when you're driving through the twisty roads. A lot of the time I generally have the car on level 2, which gives me, I feel, a little bit more regen than what I had in B mode on the Nissan Leaf. One of the other features on the Kona is the ability to bring the car to a complete stop using the paddles. If you pull the paddle on completely and hold it in, the car will come to a complete stop. One of the other things I really like about this car is when you're finished at the end of the afternoon driving around through the country, you get back onto the main A roads and the dual carriageways, and the Kona then, to me, comes alive. It's a very, very refined, quiet place to be. With its smart cruise control, with the lane follow assist, it is such a relaxing drive. So the main reason we went and bought this Kona is, for us, I needed a car that could do 100% of all our journeys. We don't have another car in the family. We have the Kona and that's it. And I didn't want to have to go and hire cars because I was going on a long drive. We needed a car in the family that was going to suit everyone's needs. Whether it's pottering around the shops or taking the dogs out or even going on regular 900-mile drives over a weekend to see family, we had to have one car that did absolutely everything. And for us, the Kona does that hands down. We've already had it down as far as Gretna after I was coming back up from the 450-mile journey in Larry the Leaf. So I drove the car back up from Gretna back to Elgin, and the car performed flawlessly. The smart cruise control and everything, although it had been a long day, it was still such an easy drive. So my final thoughts on the Kona, I absolutely love it. I'm so glad we've managed to get one so early on as well. For me, the Kona is probably one of the first EVs that really is an EV for 100% of your journeys. It doesn't matter whether you're going to the park or a 450-mile road trip. You no longer have to compromise. I think for me the biggest improvement and the most exciting thing about where EVs are going at the moment is the progression we've made over the last 4 years. My Nissan Leaf would achieve 75 miles on a good day. The Kona, just 4 years later on, 250 with no problems whatsoever, and as high as over 300. Yet it's still an affordable car for many at 31 grand for this top spec one. And that for me is the most exciting thing about where EVs are going. Maybe in another 4 years, you'll be able to get a car that can go 500-600 miles, but for maybe only 25 grand, maybe 30 grand. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to like, share and subscribe, and there'll be more videos coming soon on the Kona. See you again soon. Take care.